if you hit the high note on Lonely Girl, you've got the room eaten out of your hand. There's no two ways about it.
I usually get to the horns, right? I always get to the horns. But you got to read the room before you go to the high note, right?
So we're looking at that for karaoke at next year's Joe Fest.
Right.
We get you and Tim Finn can go up there and duet on that one.
I just got to wait for a female to be finished singing and the applause to die down, and then I just bust in with "Hey there, lonely girl." What time are we going on anyway?
I think we did a couple minutes ago. But greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday night. It's a little after 9. Thank you for staying with us through yet another extended block of Sanford and Son on the Superstation. But it's time for What's on Joe Mind. We appreciate it, you all stopping by and seeing us. We have a whole lot of community calendar tonight. We don't have a ton of news. So what do you say we play our kick-ass theme music and we'll get right to it. We'll be right back. Evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 9:05. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
It's going to be a good show.
I was shocked to learn during the Sanford Sun Marathon that Aunt Esther not fond of Fred. Yeah,
it stunned me as well. I have to admit too, I did not read this comment from Andrew Gauguin before we went on. I just went out and said it was a Sanford and Son Marathon anyway, and then I flip over to the comments, and there he is predicting Sanford and Son Marathon. So good job, Andrew Gauguin.
I like the 2-part cliffhanger with the payoff that we finally find out that Lamont actually is a big dummy.
Oh, goodness.
Or we get the backdoor Grady pilot.
Well, front door, back door, whatever door it takes. That Grady needs his own program. 22 minutes of sidekick is not enough to contain Grady. I think we got 10 episodes of Grady's spin-off show.
That many?
I think, yeah, like 9 or 10. It was more of an investment back in the 70s, right? There were only 3 networks, so like if you picked up a show, you were committed to at least a couple of months to see if it caught up.
Wasn't its lead in Enos? Like that didn't help.
No, that's pre-Enos.
Yeah, well before Enos. Well before Enos.
Might have been Fish. Who knows? But
anyways, joining me here in the top row, he is the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's a hot show, Mark Weber.
That's what I'm talking about. And today I'm busy. I was busy moving vehicles. What does that mean? Read into that what you want.
Cleaning up your basement?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Let me drop a little hint on you. The UPS guy is gonna hate me very soon. Yeah,
if not already.
Yeah, well, yeah, already. Man. The regular guy likes me, but the fill-in's not so wild. Actually, when UPS comes to pick up our daily orders, as long as they don't go by stealth-wise in the truck, as long as they're not cloaked, and I see it, I always go down to help them throw the boxes into the van. Right, it goes quicker. So nobody else is ever down there at the loading dock. So the other day they missed a day. I think it was last Monday. They just didn't show. I don't know why. So the next day there were 8 pallets to go into one UPS truck. And I don't know if you've ever done the math, but that don't work.
No. That's on Hunt Month, Senior.
3 of those pallets were mine or ours. And I was the only one down there. So guess who got seats in the front row right next to Bob Euchre, baby? our stuff got on. Some of the other stuff got on, but some of it was left holding the bag. And that's what you get for not going down to help your friendly UPS driver.
Right.
Yep.
They're practically civil servants at this point.
You can't spell UPS without us. Oh.
Or Pete.
He didn't like that either.
On that nauseating note, in the bottom row, still recovering from 18,000 incisions in his midsection, it's rack time, Rob.
They're itchy. They're itchy.
Can't stop him.
Hello, everybody.
So, rack time, Rob, you ever going to do rack time again?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, if I figure something out.
He's waiting for the comic relaunch. Leave him alone.
We've finished a couple of comic series already. Come on now.
He's waiting for the anniversary. Oh, speaking of holy crap, just a public service announcement. Derek Weber is not in the house right now, which means he may well return during the show. And if he does,
know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you'll know.
He's gonna get a big play in from the band, shall we say?
I got the burglar alarm turned on, so just be ready for that.
Right, just don't move your chair.
Right.
Just don't move your chair.
Yeah,
that's the only time she ever laid down behind the chair. I don't think that's happening again.
No, she is a dog.
The short-term memory is not the best.
Yeah, like when Derek's face shows up outside the window, and she's like, "God damn, serial killer!" Oh no, it's just the boy.
Son of Sam. I knew it wasn't Berkowitz.
Right. Well, that's just it. She can't smell him outside.
Yeah.
So there's just no idea what's going on. They say dogs and cats tend to have pretty poor close-up vision. So they see okay from distance, but not so much close up. So they really do rely a lot on smell and hearing to identify the people that they know.
So for a dog, it's just safer to assume that everyone is the enemy outside the home.
Right, until they can smell them. And then once the smells happen, everything's fine. I mean, it works that way for us too. We oftentimes don't know who will hurt us the most until we can smell it, but it's a real different kind of, like, that's a real strong one.
Yeah. It's also less socially acceptable for us to go around smelling other people in public.
Well, I'm just saying, if you have participated in an activity to where your smell is just that pungent, perhaps you shouldn't be in a group of 50 people.
Yeah, well, like in my line of work, I go around smelling things. I'm not going to like what I find.
No. But anyways, if you are joining us here tonight live on the YouTubes, do all those cool YouTube things. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a big boy comment down below in addition to your online chattings, should you be doing this live. If you are catching us on the YouTube, make sure to give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We do love little
huggy guy,
yeah. But do all that cool stuff, because really, we're not going to grow this thing unless you click things. And that's a real easy ask. It's free. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. Click stuff. Come on. Phil Donnelly is not on the show tonight, but trying to score brownie points. Mm-hmm. He has liked the video, but that is acceptable. That's what we asked him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, that's good. Yeah.
Phil doesn't follow direction as well on the show.
Right. So Rob, where's his little bow tie and cigar? Come on.
Oh, I got to figure out a way to make one. That's just
that's too easy to not been done already.
Hasn't Gridiron done that yet? You would think.
Look, with as many times as we've seen Mark Gerwig of late, why hasn't he gotten on that one yet?
That's a good point.
What's the deal, Gerwig?
Request, didn't we?
We did. Well, that was a filed request at Joe Fest.
I need to get out. I need to get out the Play-Doh and just make up a little bow tie.
George Fidzisco is onto our evil plan. You'll always get a like from me. No licks though, and that's
COVID spiking. We don't need the licks.
That's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, come on now. We're waiting on you, Mark Errig. We're waiting on you, Michael Kleppinger. Let's see some triumph the insult military canine.
Mm-hmm. You can't spell feuds without Fidzuko.
You cannot. So what do you say?
Look at Rob correcting my work. The teacher at 9 o'clock. You're off duty.
All those letters are there. Yes.
You get the A, Weber.
You say when you say shit like that, Mark, you can't escape that. That has nothing to do with his job. I mean, having known Rob for 49 years now, he will always correct you.
Oh.
He's the oldest, you know.
I got somebody for that.
Yeah. Right. Anyways, we won't get into the differences there. But what do you say we get into community calendar? Community calendar brought to you by Roma Collectibles, the toy store. That's right. It's still happening. Yeah. Now with more Aaron.
Right.
Out of the hospital following his second round of chemo.
You give that up?
Back That's to right. work where he belongs. I warned him that missing work last week was going to come out of his check, so he got right back to it.
10 demerits.
They are there in Springfield, Ohio on Upper Valley Pike, not Lower Valley Pike. Screw those guys.
Weird stuff happens on Lower Valley
Pike. So
yeah, well, you don't want to be there.
Yeah, keep it on Upper Valley Pike. Just mere maybe 300 yards from the big boy. They're closed Monday and Tuesday. They're there Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 7, Sunday, 12 to 5. And again, you will see a whole lot more Aaron and a whole lot of Merry Mercenary in the store. But try not to make eye contact as they are even squirrelier and they will attack.
That's fair.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But bonus points. Mention what's on Joe Mind for that big 0% discount.
And if you're real nice and ask super nicely, Merry Mercenary may let you borrow her Outback beard.
I don't think so. I think that's going into another costume.
Yeah, could be.
I think that's off the market.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Cool. Then I'm special.
Well,
yes.
the holidays are coming, and we need the Yukon Cornelius setup.
Right.
When I was in Springfield, Ohio, a couple of weekends ago, and Merry Mercenary still stunned that you just put that beard on.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I'll be very honest with you. Oh, holy! So fast you can't even talk about it. No. What's I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't like a redhead beard, right?
Right.
Like I wanted to see what that looked like because the only time I ever tried to grow a beard, as soon as it got long enough to move like a direction and it stayed that way, it creeped me out and it was gone the next day. So I've never had a glorious beard. And the last time I grew anything out, the sideburns, the mutton chops are 1,000% silver, and I look terrible. I look like a Hulk Hogan cosplay gone completely wrong. So that ain't happening. So when she came by in the red beard, I'm like, I have to borrow that, and she said, sure.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm in it to win it now, man.
Right. She was down for pictures. Like that was her idea.
Yep.
Anywho, Mark, you've got the first entry,
right?
In the calendar this week. You've got a very special. Are you making an appearance on this particular entry, Mark?
No, but I just wanted to see what your reaction would be when somebody else actually helped with a portion of the show.
Right. Somebody made a slide.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Excuse me if I don't fall over on that one. It's a slide, but still, it's better. It's better than the 0 slides you'd contributed the previous 3 or 4 months.
Right. And I probably should have been more on the ball on this the last several weeks because Terrificon is this weekend.
Right.
And I honestly, I didn't know that much about it. But good Lord, look at this. I don't know if it's a proximity to New York or what, but look at this guest list from a comic perspective.
Yeah,
It's pretty impressive. And from a Joe perspective, Slaughter and Keone Young, okay,
Yeah.
it's not bad, but there's a ton of comic guys, plus Charlie Cox. And who doesn't like Daredevil, right? Come on now.
Whoa. I'm just seeing Eric freaking Estrada and Larry Wilcox
together, right? So good. Samoa Joe's going to be there.
Makes you wonder how everything's going to settle with Samoa Joe's family.
I just want to see Samoa Joe and Martin Cove square off, right? Like, ooh, I bought that match.
Samoa Joe's the one guy not in the bloodline.
Yeah,
that's right.
It.
He's the one.
Yeah,
the one Samoan.
The one guy not related.
Yeah, he's not there yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And but the big one, and let's be honest, the push here, Valaverse is going to be at Terrificon with that on the green over there on the right. That green elite Praetorian is making his debut at this show, and the Bone Collector is one that's been in a limited edition kind of this summer, and a guy wrote a file card for way back in Series 1, and I made him from Tucson because he's truly evil. I hope people didn't miss that. And living in Tucson would probably drive anybody to become a lunatic survivalist maniac.
I'm not an Arizona State guy, but that's really how that's how I'm wired to think all the same.
Yeah, Tucson's pretty dreadful. So, but yeah, get by the booth, check it out. Lots of stuff for sale, but especially these two. Those are the leading men, so to speak, at Terrificon. Free parking, just saying.
As all good shows have.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's at a friggin' casino, so it's not a bad show.
Right. They're going to take your money somehow. So might as well just let you off the hook as far as the parking goes.
I totally agree. And remember, if you play roulette, forget Wesley Snipes. Always bet on red. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Terrificon, Connecticut's #1 Comic-Con. This weekend, Friday through Sunday, 16th through the 18th. Terrificon.com?
Sure. I mean, I don't know. I guess I can do the research. Hang on, we're at 13,500. Oh, wait a minute.
No, that's Rob's bit. Don't steal that from him.
Yeah.
I thought his bit was rack time.
No, he's clearly given up on that.
Yeah, what?
Is that
They
buried
with comics?
It's buried with Lazy Bastard Customs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is Terrificon.com.
Dustin Jeffrey thought it said Scott Steiner, but it's Scott Snyder. So
that's all right. I'd rather talk to Scott Snyder.
Important distinction to make.
Hold on a sec. I actually got his back here. I don't know if we can do this, if we can share both screens. But here we go. Boom, just like that. Now we don't want to get political.
141 2/3 chance of winning.
That's right.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah,
back a winner, baby.
Up, right?
Yeah. It's Snyder math. It's Snyder math. It's always right. Dude, that was so seamless. It feels like it was set up, and it wasn't. So there you go.
Oh goodness. Anyways, next up, we got another one of those inside pitch promotion shows. Michael Gene Fleming's happy. He bailed out early on us tonight. Apparently, he's got a job and stuff.
What?
Whatever. Jobs is. But that's happening at the Metro Convention Center out in Hickory. That's going from 9 to 4. $5 gets you in the door. Kids 12 and under are rampant and therefore free. Take one. Take two. Free parking at all Inside Pitch promotion shows. Get all the information at InsidePitchPromo.com. Jake Rose giving us the quick hi and goodbye. His son is turning 21, and he's taking him, his wife, and the rest of the family to Deadpool and Wolverine. Have to carve the rest on YouTube. and hit like and subscribe. Okay, well, I mean, you could have done that before you left, but all the same, how does Jake Rose have a 21-year-old kid who's married? How old do I feel?
Yeah, right? Holy smokes.
That's
a good night, though. You got a little of this show. Now he's going to Deadpool Wolverine.
Right.
Yeah. Haven't seen that yet.
And then he can come home and watch the better show.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and then he can come home and watch us for some laughs. Aww.
Right.
No, I like Deadpool Wolverine, and I'm not even a Deadpool guy.
You know, I'm not a Deadpool guy either.
Yeah.
But those two movies are gold.
Yeah.
And I have not seen this third one yet.
Yeah.
So
you guys should go.
Right. Somebody had major surgery that weekend.
So wheel him in like Dr. Lecter. Let's go.
So if I wheeled him into the theater, I'd be kind of probably pushing it down the chair down the stairs.
That'd be so awesome.
Be flipping up in the air like Nordberg at the end of
Naked Gun, right?
I forgot about Nordberg.
Everyone should have a friend like you, Frank.
Take this thing back to Baltimore.
So if you're anywhere around Hickory, North Carolina, just know that collectors are converging at the Inside Pitch Promotion Show at the Metro Convention Center in Hickory. Go there. You showing up at that one, Mark?
No. If I'm going anywhere, somebody's got to run the house while Terrificon is going on, right? It's my rise to power. Oh,
right.
You're gonna Al Hagen up,
dude. It's the Morlocks are taking over, man. Get them Eloy out of here. Who does number 2 work for? Nobody. Thursday and Friday, baby. I'm the Grand Poobah. I need the hat.
Right. Just wandering around.
Crazy Mark slashing prices, baby. Everything must go.
Torn up T-shirt and briefs. He's getting it done.
It's Tom Peterson's weekend sale. And if you grew up in Oregon, that was hysterical.
Nobody grew up in Oregon, Mark.
What are you talking about?
There's no people there.
What are you talking about? That's where everybody's moving now.
Firefly says it's so weird that they couldn't actually think of a name for the show. Well, they do like 9 of them in a year, so they have a name, but it's like it needed to be a name for 9 shows. Again, you'll know if you go to InsidePitchPromo.com, you'll see the entire calendar laid out for you.
When somebody complains about the show, it's kind of inside bitch promotions, you know.
Jake Rose says, I got that because Jake Rose
I thought he left.
Grew up in Oregon, right?
See? Oh, yeah. Hang around for all the Ramblin' Rod jokes coming up in the second hour.
Zaymot CGC says the Goonies are from Oregon.
They are from Oregon. That's exactly right. I think Elizabeth Shue is from Oregon. Meow, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Goonies. You know, I didn't see the Goonies till I was in my late 20s.
The Goonies are good enough.
So safe to say that the magic was kind of lost at that point. But
Sloth isn't from Oregon. He's from Idaho.
Yeah,
probably.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But
Jeff Butler knows what's up. That's a Ramblin' Rod reference.
He's wearing his jacket covered with buttons. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get to Ed Whalen later on.
Kick you off the program at that point. I got nothing. Next up. Hey, look, it's a show happening by us. That is the Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show. That is also happening this weekend. That is on Sunday. That is just up the block on East 71st Street in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the Knights of Columbus Hall, out at St. Mickey's KSC. That is happening from 10 to 4. $3 gets you in the door. Again, kids 12 and under are rampant, so please take one with you. Get all the details at Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show.com. As you can see there, that's another one that's happening 6 times this year in Indianapolis. And the website's interesting because also, look, it's Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show in Detroit, or specifically Livonia, Michigan. That's happening next week. So whether you're in Indy this week on the 18th, or you're in Livonia, Michigan next week on the 25th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., $3 makes it happen. Take a kid 12 and under with you because they're free. But get all the details on the website, or just pause this and pull the address off and plug it into Google Maps later. Whatever. We don't care. We're not here to tell you how to do your thing.
Did you make that maize and blue on your own for Michigan?
Not.
Well, it's pretty good.
I did not. It was stolen purely from them. They did this.
Before we transition totally away from the Oregon portion of the show, Zaymot CGC has a good call here about Don Owens Wrestling. That was Portland Wrestling, which was out of, I think, an abandoned bowling alley that they turned. It had like bleachers, so they put a ring in and just shot towards the bleachers. And the best bit, it opens. We'll find it, and maybe we can play it sometime. It plays digitized highlights of wrestlers doing moves, but you can totally tell who they are, right? So this is Portland Wrestling, circa 84, whatever. And the guys they show on it are ridiculous on the open. It's Flair, Piper, who actually wrestled there for a little while in his youth, right? Yeah. It's Magnum TA. It's the Road Warriors. It's Sergeant Slaughter. It's like all these absolute titans of the industry at the time. And I think one of them actually spent a year there. It's the most rip-off open ever. It's just like, look at all these great guys who've never been here and are never coming here. Because a realistic open
for the wrestling business.
Dude, a realistic open should have been Billy Jack Haynes, Buddy Rose, and nobody else, right? Like nobody else. But
Corporal Kirchner, maybe.
Maybe
he was an Oregon guy, wasn't he?
As named something else, right? Like
right.
Or Art Bar before he had to evade the cops.
Yeah, I don't think we'd look back on that fondly.
I think even Ken Patera, who was from Oregon, was like, yeah, I don't need any of that Portland wrestling garbage. I'm going to the AWA, the big time. Right.
He was making Minneapolis and New York money. He didn't hang around Portland.
Didn't need any of that.
God knows how he was making big time money, but he was making big time money.
When he came back to the WWE and they turned him face and he was feuding with his former manager, Bobby Heenan, I remember he would lift guys up for a weird kind of slam where he kind of inverted his arm so he could throw the guy a little bit and it looked good.
Right.
And he was wrestling some total jobber and picked him up and threw him and immediately grabbed his elbow. And then went over and like dropped the other elbow and pinned the roofer or the plumber or whatever that guy really was. And the next week, he came out with this hellacious arm brace on and said, Bobby Heenan, your guys jumped me in the parking lot. And I'm like, no, they didn't, bro. You got hurt by the roofer at the TV tapings. And
the handyman.
Take that, Ken Patera. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I mean, regardless, if you're in Indy or you're in Detroit, check out the Knights Hall Comic Toy Show. That is this Sunday and next Sunday, depending on where you're at. Check it out.
Info at nightshallcomicandtoyshow.com.
Correct. I mean, Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show for those that read English.
Night Shall.
But yes, for those that read Weber, Night Shall.
It says Night Shall right there, typed out. Or Night All.
I have
Night All.
I have not once disagreed with you.
It looks like, because of the font change there, it looks like a narcoleptic convention, kind of. Come to the Night All convention. We have some tremendous speakers, all speaking quietly in very soothing tones.
Oh, so it's like NPR.
Yeah, it's the delicious dish will be there. And Pete Sweaty.
Giving out the recipe for sweaty balls.
That's right.
Pete Sweaty.
It's fun.
Anyways, moving forward. In case you're looking for something to do that following weekend, New Jersey CollectorCon also happening August 24th and 25. That is out at the Cherry Hill Holiday Inn, as always. the venerable Cherry Hill Holiday Inn in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Free parking. For more information, check them out on Facebook at NJCC. That's Mark Weber.
Yeah.
This shows up twice a year. You always have something to say about its poster. So
Yeah.
we'll give you a couple seconds to do that here.
Well, I'll need to bring in Ragtime Rob here as the comic and Batman expert. So which version of Batman am I looking at there? And I'm not talking about which Earth, but like, what's that from?
That is from Batman, the Brave and the Bold.
Okay. I've heard of that. I know that's famous and all that. So tell me, is his chin more angular than Vader's?
Yes.
Because it's pretty close.
Maybe.
I think Vader's making a run at the title.
Yeah.
He's slicing cheese with that bad boy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Holy
that's the Diedrich Bader Batman for those keeping score at home.
The absolute top of the sharp chin food chain is still that roadblock panel from Liefeld's Snake Eyes book.
Right.
Like, oh my God. It's like you drew it with a T-square.
Well,
holy.
That roadblock's tough.
Oh, just gotta chill.
Roadblock slicing and dicing in that kitchen.
Diana Davis asks, if you find your thrill on Blueberry Hill, what do you find on Cherry Hill? Well, if you don't know, lady, I ain't gonna be the one to tell you.
According to the song, you find Mary Hill.
Mm.
She's a thrill after dark.
Yeah, down in Cherry Hill.
I had a joke 90% out of my mouth, and my brain went, hey! Pull that one back. That doesn't happen very often. Mouth usually beats brain around here.
Right. Look, the fact that Rob and I are throwing out musical references that nobody's going to catch because they're from before our time. I mean, it's
like when our parents were in high school.
Right. That's bad enough. Oh, goodness. But yeah, New Jersey Comic Con or New Jersey Collector Con happening. Get all the details there on Facebook. HisTank.com also has a good slew of them for you because that's the guys who run that thing. But 25th is their G.I. Joe Day, so be sure to check that one out. Grand prize, the main door prize on the 25th, is this Cobra Sea Carrier. That is a customized USS flag by friend of the program, Kevin Watts.
Dude.
That's pretty amazing. Head over to histank.com. Check out all the pictures that they've got up of this bad boy. They are just giving this away.
Wow.
Look, you see the fine print there? Fantail not included.
Right. I don't think the stuff on the sea carrier is going with the sea carrier, but it's there for display. But still, it's a free custom flag.
Isn't the fantail like the $400 accessory that nobody has on the flag? Something like that.
I maybe I've never looked into buying a flag, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, so there's some little like railing thing that's incredibly rare.
Matt Rubin asks, that custom flag is a prize? Wow, yes, that's what we just told you. That custom flag is the main door prize. That is what they are giving away at the end of the day on the 25th, I believe.
And preview, and the winner of the custom flag is Kevin Watts Jr. Funny how that works.
There is no Kevin Watts Jr. But
we know of.
If Kevin's daughter wins, then we know the fix is it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're anywhere around the Garden State, you owe it to yourself next weekend to get to New Jersey Collector Con. Give yourself a shot at this, if nothing else. No purchase necessary.
Rachel Salinas knows what's up. You got to go repro on the fantail, baby. Because once you go repro, you never go back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is that how that saying goes?
Wah, wah, wah. Yes. Josiah Alcorn going all full cornet on us. I approve that message.
Right. Wouldn't you know who won the pony?
10 seconds, I'll explain that. Big wrestling promotion in the late 70s. in Tennessee or somewhere, they said they were going to give away a pony to everybody who bought a ticket, was entered in the raffle. They drew the winner. It was the promoter's son. So wouldn't you know who won the pony? And they probably had to ride out of town on that thing too. Man.
Right.
Not funny.
Or throw it at the angry horde.
Right.
Save their own skin.
Ride, Jimmy, ride. Save yourself.
We ride these bikes to Mexico in freedom, Willie.
Also happening, if you're not around New Jersey and instead you're up in northern Indiana, for example, the Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show is happening August 25th. That's from 11 to 4 at the Allen County Fairgrounds out in Fort Wayne. Mark Webber, John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, still has not hired a better publicist.
No, but this answers the question. Who's more powerful, Red Hulk or Green Hulk? That would be Green Hulk because Red Hulk has no head.
There you go.
I mean, not that we can see anyway.
Oh, and there's Gambit there behind Iron Man. That's good. I heard Gambit was having health problems, but apparently he's all right.
I don't know if he's all right. I mean, he's Channing Tatum, so that's not okay.
Is he your least favorite X-Man?
He is, yes.
Like there's tons of people who are like barely X-Men, but for people who are actually on the team.
But again,
major X-Men, yeah.
I have to give some leeway to Gambit now, because in X-Men 97, one of the episode where Gambit spotlights is one of the best episodes dedicated to any hero of any show.
Yeah, pretty slick.
So I have to back off of my like, I have conflicted feelings about Gambit now because that was that good.
Luckily for me, they haven't done anything good with Dazzler because Dazzler's never had anything good happen ever. So she can still be my most hated X-Man. Dazzler.
I think maybe you're just wasting the hatred at that point.
Maybe. Dazzler.
Because she's
Oh no, Jubilee maybe on top of that. But my daughter hates Jubilee enough for both of us. So
yeah, and they even made her pretty useful in X-Men 97. So
far she's not making me want to tear my eyes out. We're only partway through, so all right.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
So far, real good. My daughter is upset with the lack of Kitty, but has convinced herself that Disney didn't want Kitty in it because they're saving her for the movies. Hope so.
Right.
Hope so. For my daughter's sake. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, Elizabeth.
So if they're only using X-Men, you know, that aren't on the cartoon for the movie, so it's like what, Kitty and Colossus? Is that what?
Pretty much, yeah.
Iceman, Angel, you know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Angel's boring though until they give him the metal wings, right?
Yeah, he's pretty dry. He's some white toast.
Yeah.
But yeah, no Wolverine and Deadpool spoilers, please. We have not seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving forward.
But that's going to run out this week, man. If you get a month after release and you're like, no spoilers.
I think this is 3 weeks, but I think that is still acceptable. I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
I think after this weekend, I believe spoiler window is closed.
Yeah.
So
this is a good week for movies because it's the last week when I'll be semi-interested in the new Alien movie. Because next week I'll have seen it and known it was just as disappointing as the last
terrible.
The last four.
As every Alien movie since Aliens.
Yeah. Actually, my brother and I hated Alien 3 because how could it follow up Aliens, right?
Right.
But it was a very young David Fincher that directed it. He had no power, and they gutted his cut of it. So if you ever get a chance to watch the director's cut that they asked him to make later, once he was a big star, it's pretty damn good, which I did not expect to ever say. So if you're curious, check out that director's cut. And this has been At the Movies with Mark and the Irizaris. Next week, we'll be looking at an overlooked 80s classic. It's Man Killers by Andy Sidaris. Fine film. Starring Micklund, the toughest FBI agent you've ever met.
I thought we were going to do Samurai Cop.
No. Maniac Cop first, then Maniac Cop 2, then Man Killers, then Samurai Cop.
Anyways, if you're not in northern Indiana, get to southern Indiana. Also happening August 25. That is the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo. That is at the Monroe County Convention Center in Bloomington, Indiana. Also from 10 to 4. $8 gets you in. Kids 12 and under, as is standard, are rampant, and therefore just take one. Take 3. Take 4. They are free. Indiana Toy and Comic Expo.com for all the details. But they got a big old room full of stuff. It's no joke. Go check them out.
Is Indiana the toy capital of the universe?
It is this month.
Seems to be this month.
Holy smokes.
I mean, we don't get anything in the stores, so I mean, you got to go to the shows.
I'm trying to figure out if that's a local bias, just because you guys have your thumb on the pulse.
Well, I mean,
Indiana Toys, but
we have Andrew Garrison as one of the few people who contributes to Community Calendar. So if it happens in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, he's probably going, and he definitely lets us know about it.
No, I appreciate that. Everybody else should step their game up, like me.
Right?
Yeah.
And perhaps Andrew Garrison.
I'm a contributor this week. It's a new feeling for me. I'm not sure I like it.
Right. It's brave new territory, Mark. I appreciate your effort.
Right. Look at Greg Augustin trying to win the comments for the night.
We're named the Dog Indiana.
You're the man now, dog.
I'm just saying, I don't see a whole lot of West Coast shows popping up with Greg Augustin's email attached to it. So,
ooh,
West Side. There are no shows on the West Side because the 405 is jammed.
Yes.
Dave McDonald says that Phil won't drive to any of these shows. Yeah, right. Phil.
Yeah,
Phil is
come on, Phil.
Phil's lazy. What can we say? Lazy.
I think when Phil tries to travel, he gets on the Big Thunder Railroad and is always surprised that he never gets anywhere. That's just how he rolls.
Look, and we're propping you up. We're patting you on the back for putting together one slide for Community Calendar. Phil took 4,000 photos for us a couple weekends ago at San Diego, and he's under the bus already.
I know. Poor Phil. Next year for San Diego, he's just going to send 4,000 pictures of, basically of him doing this. It's just gonna...
Right. One picture 4,000 times.
Right. Let's hope we're still doing a show next year at San Diego. Good Lord. I'm going through live chat. Hang on. So anyhow, anyways, if you're not in northern Indiana, but southern Indiana Toy and Comic Expo, that's the one for you. That's Rob went to school in Bloomington. It's a town he knows well. A town he used to know well. Lord knows he hasn't left the house since. But
can't smell gloom without Bloomington.
Oh no, Bloomington's beautiful.
Yeah, Bloomington's nice.
I'm just stating facts.
I mean, it's not football season yet, so I mean, they're still happy.
Matt Rubin says that Phil is still trying to recuperate from that emotionally fatal injury delivered a few weeks ago. Yeah, probably.
Phil can't even wear his proton pack because that knife is so centered right between the vertebrae.
He was here a little bit ago. I mean, we lost him already. Our substitute host, our super fan, our number one contributor.
I think you lost him when you massacred him live on air without a warning shot a couple weeks ago.
Look,
see
man,
what happens when I'm not here.
That one was so slick, even I didn't know it happened. That's how bad it was.
Yep.
That's how good that one was.
I'm sorry I wasn't there to help you out, Phil.
Right. It's one of those stealth ninja moves outlawed by the government.
Also happening August 25th, it's another ToyMan. Holy crap, everybody.
My goodness.
$5 gets you in the door in the Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri, just outside of scenic St. Louis. $15 gets you in for early bird. That's at 8 o'clock, and that's when all the real deals happen, kids.
Yeah.
That's when they all happen. Kids 12 and under, again, plentiful and free. Hug Dave Draper. Send us a picture to win. What will you win? We'll see. But I promise you a prize from the vault.
What will you do with 150 Beachhead figures? Let's find out.
No, it won't be a prize worth that much. Come on now.
Oh, just saying.
No,
they're those little action heroes. Nobody wants them, so they're.
No, I'll take those.
Yeah,
I won't overpay for them, but I'll take them. That seems to be the line that people seem to have trouble crossing these days. Right? Those action heroes, they're really not worth a lot. People really don't want them for any particular reason.
No.
But yeah, there you are trying to tell me that is somehow worth $25. I think you're just going to keep yourself an action figure.
Or whatever that thing is called that doesn't move. Yeah.
The inaction figure.
Yeah.
Justin Booth has a question for the chat. What film character do you want to see Neck Up to produce next? I don't know.
Oh, that's an easy question. It is FBI agent Micklund from the 1980s thriller Man Killers. Fine film.
What do you think, Rob?
I was going to go with Bernardo from West Side Story.
Wow. Good call. Good call. I'm going to go with Don Most from the 80s raucous comedy Stewardess School.
Well, there you go.
Don Most, ladies and gentlemen.
Ralph
wasn't Ralph the redhead, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well,
who had more power?
The non-Ron Howard redhead, yes.
Who had more power, do you think, in that apartment twosome? The crazy redhead, Ralph Malph, or Potsy Weber? Ooh. Push.
All I'm saying is Potsy made it to the end of the show.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, but it's not like Ralph got fired. He just left.
I know.
No, didn't he fall on the grenade or something to save the whole town?
No.
Pretty sure he went out a hero.
No.
No,
he just moved because he was tired of playing Ralph.
Yeah. William Zipp played John Micklund in Man Killers, 1987.
Oh dear God, he's not going to stop with that, is he? He's
somebody block Wikipedia.
I'm hoping there's a picture. No, there isn't.
So anyways, if you are anywhere close to St. Louis on that magical weekend of August 25, get yourself to ToyMan. It's worth it. That Machinist Hall is 2 stories full of all kinds of toys going from today all the way back to the 30s and 40s. It's part toy show and part museum. You're never wasting time at ToyMan. Find Dave Draper, give him a hug, take a picture of it, and win. Mention that at the door. They will give you that 0% What's on Joe Mind discount.
Mm-hmm. Just for you.
Just for you. Hey, that North Dallas toy show that Jeff Butler told us about last week hasn't happened yet. It's going to be September 7th. 9 to 2, $3 gets you in the door. That's at the Celebration Event Center in Plano, Texas. So very north of Dallas. You get more information on Facebook or at their website, northdallastoyshow.wixsite.com/toys.
You know who's not going to be there? CD Lamb.
Maybe.
No, maybe he will be there. He apparently has the free time.
They're all in, you know.
Oh yeah.
All in. Jeff Butler will be there. Be sure to take a picture of hugging Jeff Butler for that 0% discount at North Dallas Toy Show. You know, hugging Jeff Butler isn't the same as hugging Dave Draper. I get the feeling that Jeff Butler would hug somebody. Dave Draper would. I mean, that would make him run, and Dave Draper runs for no one.
Any word on any appearances by Nick Nolte or Mac Davis?
Unconfirmed. 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 Daredevil Dave is in the house. Wants us to know. What up, fellas? What up, Daredevil Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Mon ami.
Do I have to start playing the Bend, Oregon
No.
Orange Park? Is that what I need?
No, too sexy. Too sexy.
I'm just saying. Just saying. I have methods.
Right.
I have methods to retaliate.
You don't even have to hit it. Now it's in my head. So
Right.
I'm hearing it. So you got me. You win.
Anyways. Jeff Butler says, I did hug people at the DFW Joe show, but actually won't be at this North Dallas show. What are you... Jeff Butler. Here I go creating a contest on the fly, try and make you a minor internet celebrity. And look what happens.
Hey. Watch it. I just sent him something too. That's the kind of guy, the kindness of my heart. He went on a website, paid money, and I put it in a box and sent it to his address. That's how it works. I got a big heart.
You're just gonna have to fart in the box on the way out.
I got a big heart, man. Next time.
Not so much heart in a box, but fart in a box.
He'll smell that for a week.
$3 in North Dallas, September 7th. Be there. Jeff Butler. Oh, now he's telling us he lives in Illinois and will be at Fan Expo Chicago on Friday.
Use that excuse.
That doesn't help anybody. Where's my email on Fan Expo Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm getting email for North Dallas Toy Show.
Just go. Make sure you go to Gibson's in Chicago for steak. Good spot. Whoa.
Hey, it's time to acknowledge Joe Lana is coming up on the old calendar. That is at the Gas South Convention Center in Duluth, August 27 to 29. So not quite that magic weekend of August 25th. Tickets and information available at joelanta.org. 3-day passes are available for the whole event. So be sure to check that out. They apparently spent some money in the graphics department at Joe Lana this year.
Yeah, but they could only hire 2 guys.
Right.
Come to Joe Lanta, the last place you'll ever see Cobra Commander in a hood.
Greg Augustin asks,
in the middle of the week.
Where is that imagery from? It is from Facebook. I don't know. It's from their Facebook page. They got more information there too. You can find them on Facebook. But joelana.org has all the information, hotel, parking, directions, etc., etc., etc.
That looks like Devil's Due era stuff.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Am I going to be at Joe Lanta? The answer? No. But Bobby is. So go check out the Valaverse booth at Joe Lanta.
So, Mark, what shows are you going to?
The way it kind of works right now is he's got a good show crew that has been working the shows. And the brilliance of me joining the Valaverse team is when Bobby goes away, business rolls on now instead of business coming to a big old halt. So I am the Lord and Master of Valaverse headquarters while Bobby and his show crew hit the road. So
two-time
first the savings on to you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, two-time first team All-Pro quarterback Steve Young asks, is What's on Joe Mind going to Joe Lanta? No, we are not. Rob can't do any 3-day shows. He's back in school already.
Yeah, and they no slight to them. They offered us a ridiculous offer to go down there. Like we're talking a couple of zeros, like 2. But we can't. I couldn't. The boys couldn't go because I got to hold down the fort. right? I got to be running the Valaverse thing. So Dave McDonald's got a good point, though.
They can't slip Mark into the KY show? No. Well,
Nope.
I mean, Lord knows it'd be easy.
Yeah, too big. I don't fit. I'm not sure anybody bought that. Look at Daredevil Dave come crawling back after ripping my hometown.
Right? Look at that, Daredevil Dave. Can you send out my Vanguard while Bobby's away? No.
Lot of Vanguard orders, Dave. Who would know if one got moved ahead or behind in the line? Just remember that. Yeah.
Maybe an extra one goes to Honolulu. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. You can ship to Honolulu for the same price as like Iowa. if you go USPS, because it's just a state, right?
Yeah.
Right? It costs me as much to send something to Connecticut as Puerto Rico. That's ridiculous.
Steve Young adds that no what's on Joe Mind, no me. Well, I mean, fair enough. Don't let us ever be the one to limit you from a good time.
Yeah.
But if you want to see us at shows, we're not the ones you need to tell. You need to write these shows and tell them, hey, where's what's on Joe Mind? Why are they not on your guest list?
Yeah.
That's what some folks did with Joe Fest, and look what happened. There we were at Joe Fest.
A lot of people got free cake.
Right. But that wasn't because we took the initiative there. It's because some of you did. They don't listen to me when I ask for a place at a show. That doesn't work, guys. You actually have to send emails to get your favorite people at your favorite shows. So Lord knows the schedule is free. I'm going to guess that most of these shows have their 2024 dance card filled. But for 2025, hey, send your emails now. Send them early, send them often. Maybe they won't notice that 100 of them came from the same guy. Right. Whatever. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Take your shot. What's the worst they're going to say? No? At least they'll be aware of it.
We are accepting bookings at this time.
Absolutely. We are always accepting bookings. But so Joe Lanta, that's at the end of August. We will not be in attendance. Sorry. But and lastly, it's we're still a ways off on the schedule, so we're not going to have this every week between now. But also kind of a news item. Assembly required let loose this week that Larry Hama will be in attendance at their big show in Des Moines, November 8th and November 9th. That's a big deal. It's a heck of a get. Larry don't travel to Iowa for no reason in the middle of November. Lord knows it's cold there at that point. But he will be at Codename Iowa's Assembly Required in Des Moines. Des Moines is for lovers. Des Moines is for Larry Hama.
I like that Larry's making his "they forgot me" in the Wolverine credits face.
That's actually he's smiling there.
Well, yeah, I've met that.
Oh no, of course not. No, but he is probably plotting to kill someone or something.
Yeah.
So don't be polite with Mr. Larry Hama.
Yes.
He's a heck of a nice guy until you don't mind your manners.
Yeah, get it right. Larry doesn't suffer fools. Larry makes fools suffer. Yeah.
Right. Oh. Anyways, but that is happening November 8th and November 9 in Des Moines, Iowa. Check out codenameiowa.com for all the details. And that's it for community calendar.
Well, short one this week.
Right. Well, look, it was the community calendar's loaded, man. People are trying to get those shows in, get them done before the dog days of summer are over. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's 59 minutes worth.
Well, I mean, like 49. We got started early. It's a big deal. But just think, once we get past August 25th, all those shows will fall off. So
it's
not that bad. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you say? We cover some news. First news item.
Do.
Yeah, you blew the audio on that one, Mark.
Baby.
That's a spirited effort.
I was getting ready.
We are in the final days of the Total Toy Books bundle deal. That is ending at the end of August 17. Basically, you're getting a book for free at that €147.98 mark. Comes up to about $160. But again, that is like getting one book for free. That deal only lasts through the end of this week. If you wait till the weekend, you waited too long. Head to TotalToyBooks.com. Get your books ordered now. You are officially out of time. Friday's payday. You have no excuse. Get yourself over. Get some books. Reprinting the entire run of Action Force. Only seen in the UK. Sure, people over here on our side of the ocean, our part of the world, they've seen these, but it's a real pain in the ass to get a hold of all these things. They have put them all together in 3 collectible volumes there for your perusal and approval. I'm sorry, Mark, you were saying?
No, I'm just saying that to get them all together is the win here, right? Like, come on now. You need a bigger coffee table.
Yeah. I got so many great coffee table books on G.I. Joe, I could probably make a coffee table out of them.
Or a coffee account. See what I did there?
Well, kind of. You planted the seed, but I wouldn't say that you took it home.
No, I just threw it above the rim. What you guys do with it, that's up to you.
Give it the old lob pass. But the coffee account link is down below, in case you're wondering.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a Patreon, but we've got a coffee. You spend $1 on us a month, and Lord knows, are we a value for $1 or what? You get your name in the closing credits. Someday we'll figure out some other kind of benefit to all that stuff, but exclusive content has never been our game.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to put together the effort to put something out there, we're going to put it out there for all of you. Because we're certainly, we'll collect donations, but we're not so dumb as to think that everybody can always afford us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that shouldn't be a barrier to you enjoying a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So like Just Jeff 45 says, he's paying his property taxes. That's a good excuse. That is a good excuse. Property taxes suck.
It's about time you started, Jeff. I'm just saying.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's August, brother. How is the state government making good without your tax money? How is it happening?
As a wedding gift, my wife and I received a tiny plot of land in the middle of the Arizona desert where there are no roads to it. You have to get on an ATV to it. I've never actually seen it in person. And every year I get a mailing from Arizona. I'm like, what the hell is this? It's property taxes. And it's like $8.31 or something. Like they can barely bring themselves to tax us for it. Like, whatever.
What's more, that's for the last 20 years because they finally found you.
Right? We pay the coyote tax on it, I guess, or something. But okay, cool. Hey, if anybody wants to buy some land in Arizona, let me know.
You know, that is the gift that just never starts giving. I mean, that's
right. I mean, I assume that's where I'm going to bunker down eventually, and I do mean bunker down. But
a cactus must have grown for you to be paying $8.31.
Right? I'm telling you.
That's like just enough money to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's not even in a town. It's just in a valley, I think, somewhere. Like
just out there.
You need a jetpack to get to it.
John Ford drove by when looking for filming location. Just went no.
Right?
Absolutely.
Too barren.
I went out there once, and a Tuscan Raider went, oh! And I'm like, yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah,
I don't need any of this.
Just going out of this neighborhood.
Michelle's like, you could take him. There's only one, and I go, no.
Tuscan
Raiders travel in single file, so you can't tell their numbers.
They'll be back and in greater numbers.
That's right.
Do we call that the Honcho Ranch? Is that what it's called?
I don't
The
know.
Honcho compound.
Right? I suppose.
Someday we'll get out and do a live show from there.
Right? Again, like there's internet there. Come on.
Drag our own portable generator.
Yeah, we'll be there with Al Franken and his mobile uplink unit.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
set up all of our phones as Wi-Fi hotspots, and
Yep.
maybe we'll get a bar.
Gonna be a good show.
Be a great show. Best show ever.
Coyote goes flying by us strapped to a big Acme rocket. It's gonna be great.
And you know it's going to explode right on your property.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, "Save the poor coyote." You're like, "I think he did that himself."
I don't know.
Head over to Total
order
Toy
food and not gadgetry on the internet.
Head over to TotalToyBooks.com. Order your Battle Action Force bundle before the early bird special wears off. That is again August 17th. End of the day. You got till Friday.
Mhm.
Make it
And
happen.
then come visit us out at Rancho Honcho in the middle of the Arizona desert.
Wreckship 85 says just pay $8.31 and you too could be an Arizona honcho.
There you go. I don't think I get enough credit for living in Arizona for 15 years and not just burning to a crisp, right? The fact that I survived that beat the odds, that's for sure.
Mark's entire. Anyways, never mind. I'm not going there.
Yeah, we'll skip that.
Not going there.
Oh, wait, Rachel Salinas has got the line. Oh, that's solid.
Bart says,
There's
I can't
no
get there. The dirt road is jammed.
roads where we're going, they don't have roads. Yeah. Rachel Salinas, though.
At least you know where your Tremors bunker will be.
One of my favorite movie lines of all time is when Michael Gross just screams at the dead sandworm, "Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you?"
Tremors is a fantastically bad movie.
Fine film.
Oh, I love it. It's terrible, but I love it.
How are we going to lure them away from town? Hey, Billy, you want to make $5? Hey, eat me. Solid line.
Next news item.
Gaffy stick.
I'm sure Brian and Patty and the Total Toy Books crew, they're thrilled that we're talking about Tremors over their books.
Yeah, but we gave them like 8 minutes of screen time. So
Yeah.
we weren't talking about them all of it, but
Mark, it's time for the lightning round.
yes.
Talk for 60 seconds about the Hiya Toys Cobra Viper. Hang on 1 second. Let me get the old stopwatch going here. On your mark.
Huh?
Get set.
Okay.
And go.
Theoretically, this is a pretty good looking figure, right? Even with the knee-high disco boots. This guy's, he looks like he could be pretty serious. Matter of fact, I would say there are probably some collectors who would troop build this bad-looking bastard because you want a whole bunch of Vipers to take on your other, your Hiya Toy G.I. Joe figure, right? Because there's only been one G.I. Joe figure from Hiya Toys, right?
30 seconds.
How long can they keep putting out what have been pretty damn good looking images of potential products that don't actually get released, right? Someone must tip the balance of power in the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow fight because those are the only two that ever actually been released.
10 seconds.
It's like who won the coin flip in War Games? Who will be the next actual Hiya Toys release? And will it be the Viper? Probably not.
And we're done. Okay.
See me hit the post? That's radio, baby.
I mean, it's a minute 2.
Oh.
So I let you go a little bit, but you were wrapping it up. It's okay.
And you're up to date. I'm Mark Weber, Sports Talk 980.
Sorry,
And,
we had to cut you a Crazy Eddie commercial.
On Sports
Again,
Radio 1360, KGME, the sports leader in Phoenix.
We'll start treating these like real segments when they start putting out product.
They look good.
They look great.
Except for the Tomax and Zaymot.
Tomax and Zaymot were not great. Tiger Force Flint was not great.
Yeah, and this guy's on the edge of the. Remember when the Joes all had upper thighs that were bigger than the waist piece?
Yeah. For
like 5 years. This guy's borderline on there, but
he's got stuff strapped to his thighs though, so it's tough to tell.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not talking about it anymore because they don't actually put out product. We got to let you know about it. It's news, but anyway.
I asked a guy
next
store,
news item.
Wait a minute. Last news item. I asked a guy who will remain nameless whose store actually carries these support, sort of. And I said, "What's the deal?" And he was like, "F if I know."
Right. Yeah.
Nobody knows.
So anyways, the Hasbro Pulse Cobra Rattler HasLab soars on into the horizons. Racktime Rob, as our senior Cobra Rattler correspondent, what's the current count as far as backers on the Cobra Rattler?
Current count is 13,592 backers.
All right. So that is, again, you can see they're very easily funded at this point. The Rattler is happening. 11,000, the first extension, the patches have been unlocked. So those are happening.
Yes!
Mark is thrilled.
Yes. Thank God.
I know that was an edge of the seat kind of thing for a lot of us.
Wait, I get an airplane with my patches?
You did.
So we unlocked we unlocked the Rattler from this HasLab patches giveaway.
We unlocked the Rattler. Yes,
that's awesome.
And Wild Weasel.
That's good.
The momentum has certainly slipped away from the first couple of days, but that's normal for these sorts of things. For where they're at right now, with how many days left to go, Rob?
27 days, 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 20 seconds.
No, nobody asked you for the rest of that. Just days. Days is good.
The whole damn thing.
Language.
So 27 days, and so we're well into the not just the dog days of summer, but the dog days of the Cobra Rattler campaign. Granted, given where they're at right now, I think all of those stretch goals, those unlocks, they're all going to come down before this is finished. So we have no real stress to be had on this one just yet. But we are coming really close, probably in the next couple of days, to this guy being a reality, and that is the Rattler Gunner. That is stretch goal number 2 and the second figure. So kudos to everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Mark Weber, what do you like best about this fella?
I hear, now this is pure conjecture, but the rumors I hear is that there's a button on his back that makes him just spew obscenities, which is going to be a ton of fun. So
Neat.
We only need 400 more backers to unlock the Tourette's Gunner. So I can't wait. No, actually, my favorite thing about this guy is that he's a real unlock and not frigging patches.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at me.
What happened?
I don't know.
In there.
What did you do?
What happened? Okay, there we go. I did. I broke StreamYard.
I'm squeezing my head.
Look, I'll even defend the patches a little, but they're kind of lame. How
would you rate them? How would you rate them on a scale of 0 to bullshit?
I'd give it a 0.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call them bullshit. I think, again, to keep that price reasonable, I have a feeling that the patches are there as a stretch to make that happen. But
it's possible.
But that doesn't, and again, I like the patches on their own. If you just remove them from the rest of this, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not bad patches.
Right. They're well designed. It's a neat, it's a well thought out kind of thing. But as a stretch goal on a big project like this, it's kind of crummy.
I can't tell if you came around to my thinking or if I came around to your thinking, but I think the inarguable truth is the patches are a real stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think our thinking was ever too divergent on it. I think it's just one of those where you were angrier about it than I was for some reason.
Yeah. I think Bart's got the right opinion here.
I can't find it.
Come on now.
Wait, there it is. There it is. Look, Joe Fan 84 is throwing a ton of comments up there. He's got quantity. But Bart says we don't need no stinking patches.
That's right.
That's a stretch of that joke, is all I'm saying.
It's fair enough.
But
and I'm not saying they all gotta be figures, right? Just
right. It's something to add a little bit more actual play value would have been nice.
Yeah. Honestly, if they'd have kept something out of the display stand, right? Like the ability to have it pivoting down or pivoting up, if that was a stretch goal, I would see value in that, right? And that's something they're giving us for free. So I don't know. I just think it could use a little more thought.
I mean, the package itself, the total package itself, the base of the 325. I mean, I feel like that base package without the tiers is almost worth that, really.
Like, seriously, if you'd put the patches in the regular release, like everybody gets patches, okay. But the tilting portion of the base is the first stretch goal. Okay, well now it feels like I'm getting something that enhances the actual toy.
Yeah.
I think it's purely semantic, but I think it tells a better story. It makes you feel like you're getting more value for hitting the stretch goals.
Rock Time Rob, what do you like about the Rattler Gunner?
I like that he is just not a Cobra Trooper with a different helmet. There's some design work in there. He'd be. You could actually picture this guy, instead of like being the gunner, could be like just a regular Cobra pilot. You know, it can kind of serve that dual purpose, and it looks like a Cobra airman as opposed to just a trooper with a face, a air mask.
Right.
That's a good point. Won't be long before you see this on a 3D printed Fang copter, I'm sure, right?
Right.
That's going to happen.
Hans Chow stopping in, leaping in for a second because he's at work, but back to the Rattler. Hope we unlock everything. He loves us. We're one of the most reasonable voices in the community, I guess.
How dare he?
Speaks volumes of our community.
Right.
Cutthroat Comics says the price should have been $199. Look, $199 is a good price for the Rattler. It's too good. Yeah. There's no way they're doing that for $199. That is not realistic.
I can get you a fire bat for $199.
Right. I mean, I'd hope we get a fire bat for a little less, but I'm with you.
There's no stand, there's no Wild Weasel, there's no electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's.
I can get you a Cobra jetpack. That thing was huge.
Better double as a toaster for $199.
Here you go. Strap this garage door to your back. You'll be fine. Okay.
You got these 2 HVAC units, strapped together.
Justin Ogren says, wonder if going forward, if patches will be a norm for this size of vehicle, or if they'll focus more on smaller sizes between this and the Vamp, if we expect more traditional tiers. There's some valid thinking behind that. But I mean, it is, again, it's a large vehicle. It's got a lot of stuff in the base package. I think if there was an extra figure or something of greater weight in that first tier, I think this would be a heck of a lot more expensive than $325. I'm not basing that on anything, right? I have no inside knowledge on this, but just from seeing what it is and seeing how well designed this thing is, it's got the VTOL wings, they fold up. There's all kinds of stuff going on with this Rattler. This thing is loaded, right? It is expensive, and having that patched here meant that we get to fund it at $9,000 instead of $12,000. Having that patched here is getting 2 extra figures on the tail end instead of just 1. So I don't like it, but I'm willing to accept it as a necessary evil for getting it into more people's hands.
It's possible it had to be part of the fiscal sauce to make it sane. Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
But I keep thinking this is it. They can't go bigger than this, price or size wise, and yet this funded in a heartbeat, right? And it looks great. I've never taken anything away from the Rattler itself, right? And I love Wild Weasel, and I love that they're showing off his face, right? Because it's never been done, but not for any reason, right? There's no reason why you couldn't do it. So that's exactly why you should do it.
Right.
So I love that. It's fantastic. And that even though I guess he's a little scarred by the mouth, which we knew, he's actually a pretty good looking guy, right? Not all villains have to have missing eyes and snaggle teeth and monocles and metal helmets. And I mean, they could just be, or metal masks. Some of them might just be dudes, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. I'm waiting for when they start making Joes not handsome.
Right.
Well, they did that, and everyone was upset with Falcon.
Yeah, but that was an accident. That wasn't making a guy who like you take Scrap Iron for example, right? He's got that whole scar and thing going on in his face. I mean, you could say, oh well, yeah, Snake Eyes. Look, Snake Eyes. He's got a scarred face and he's a good guy. But I don't sell that figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting to see when we get a good guy that's kind of chewed up and
it's an all new character. Lieutenant Fugly. Here he comes. Armadillo. Rachel Salinas knows what's up.
Right. She's got a bullseye out there.
Dude, that's a good line. They already got the Storm Shadow arms. So all they got to do is color match that. I don't know.
He's just taped up for no reason, Mark.
That taupe colored shirt he was wearing to go with his fire engine pants.
Yeah. Get him some fluorescent green boots and fluorescent orange pants.
Did he have a big silver belt buckle?
I don't remember. Maybe
we can get that from Bill. This is easy.
Longhorn, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? I can make it. Just somebody send me a spare Wild Bill figure, and I will kit bash the hell out of this. I'm back, baby.
Oh goodness. So, anyways, expect official word on this one somewhere. I'm going to guess somewhere in the next week. This one gets, and that's not me going out on a real far limb. But yeah, this will happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think by the weekend. Yeah.
Next news item.
Patches.
Hey, we got a preview today of G.I. Joe #1. You head over to skybound.com. You can see all of the cover variants for G.I. Joe #1. And lordy, there are many of them. Some of them are kind of cool. Some of them are kind of whatever. You also get to see the first 4 pages of the book itself. So absolutely recommend that you head over to skybound.com once we're done here and check out a sneak preview of November's G.I. Joe 1. Mark Webber.
Destro's looking kind of metal right there.
He's a little cyborgy, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most?
I should say Mercer just to piss you off, right?
It wouldn't, but sure.
No? Okay. No. I don't know. I'm enjoying every bit of this, and I've never thought Joe Transformer crossovers ever really worked outside of like 4-issue limited series where you knew they weren't trying to get too much out of it. But right. I've really enjoyed every slice of this. So
yeah.
Now I guess the only time I really saw the robots get over big was when Starscream Waffle House, that pilot. But
Waffle House.
But I mean, just look at the background here, right? It looks like Megatron's arm, kind of. It looks like Hound, kind of messed up. And then Cobra Commander's just standing where Soundwave's head should be. So, I mean, good on you guys for taking down all these heavyweights, but The robot's got to strike back at some point, right?
Yeah. You can't figure that this is going to be a real even fight all the time.
But here you go. Here's a fair one. Something a little more substantial. I see two. Well, I know one for sure, but two brand new characters on this cover, right? So you got, I forget his name, but the guy with the shotgun.
That is Risk.
Risk, right? And then we don't know who Blondie striking the classic comic book woman cover is, do we?
Rack Time Rob, you want to field that one?
I believe it's Chameleon.
Chameleon's got dark hair.
No, but I think for this it's Chameleon because of what I've seen with the for the preview for Destro and stuff like that. And
right.
Okay. I tend not to read comic previews.
She showed up at the very end of the last issue of Destro.
Yeah.
And she's got a full face mask. You can't see her head. But it's that costume with a full face mask. So it's Chameleon.
All right. I think I'm a week behind or an issue behind on my Destro. But yeah, new characters. I always rail about it, so I need to give credit when we start getting them, right? New characters. Love it.
There you go. You're all set. And old characters in new places. Yeah,
and then a little twist here and there. And, they're not, I don't think any one of them, maybe Stalker is, maybe Scrap Iron too, are carbons, right? And I'm not saying they all have to be different, but yeah, you can change them up a little bit. I'm good with it.
Hey, new continuity, man. New rules.
I'm totally fine with that. And I love new characters, and Skybound's giving them to us. So kudos.
But I mean, these new looks are not so far off that they're not instantly recognizable as to who they are.
Right.
The core of that design, is still there.
Justin Gogwin making note of no Snake Eyes. Yeah. You know what? We got a lot of time to get to Snake Eyes.
I mean, that seems to be kind of the thing whenever they reboot Joe almost anywhere is they don't give you Snake Eyes right away, right?
Right, because you're not going to tell that story without him, even if you are completely rebooting it.
Yeah.
When we talked to Paul Aller back in the day, he cast a lot of foreshadowing towards the Snake Eyes reveal. And we got all of one panel of him, unfortunately, before that book met its untimely end.
Yeah.
But he had a big splash planned. So it's not like we're not going to tell the Snake Eyes story. We just don't have to tell it right away. We need to establish Joe versus Cobra first. And if you think back, that even worked out that way at Marvel. We got all kinds of Joe versus Cobra stories before Snake Eyes' origin became a thing.
Right.
Like that started to happen in the 20s and 30s. And we had to fill a bunch of issues beforehand.
Do you think they were they saving him in Marvel because they knew it was going to be big? Or did they have to find out where the popularity of the character was first before they decided to expand?
I mean, Snake Eyes, they gave you enough of Snake Eyes to whet your appetite.
Yeah. I think that was a deliberate slow build on Larry Hama's part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if this catches on and I get to write more than 12 issues of it, I'll start getting into Snake Eyes a little bit.
Okay.
But otherwise, he's just the cool guy in the mask that even if G.I. Joe flops in that first year, everybody still thinks Snake Eyes is pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but George Francisco asks, "Where's Crystal Ball?" Bart wants Skidmark. We've devolved into our standard "What's on Joe Mind" conversation starters.
Mm-hmm. Everybody knows where Crystal Ball is, hanging 7 deep on a peg at a store near you.
In a deserted Kmart.
Yep.
In Skokie, Illinois.
Yeah.
That's not
next to a 70 peg of Kang Secret Wars figures.
Dude, that is not urban myth. I remember vividly as a kid moving the hand all the way back, going, nope, son of a bitch, and walking out with $3 in my pocket that I really wanted to spend. And I had him. I didn't not get him, right?
Right.
The pegs were so clogged with him that they wouldn't put new stuff out.
And just think, '87 was one of the biggest years of GI Joe sales,
Yep.
and they had a guy that sat that hard.
Right? It was like a disgruntled employee decided to try to murder the line. It was like, I'm just going to put a flaming turd on pegs everywhere.
Oh,
Although George is right.
George Fajusco notes that he was cool in the former Cobra series, and sure, 25 years too late.
Right, when they had no product to move. But yeah, creepy cult leader.
Yeah,
Chris
bring out
McGaw,
Rasputin.
that was good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good stuff, but 25 years too late. Yes. He can't help 1987 Crystal Ball. He can't do it.
No one can save 87.
He's still in that Kmart in Skokie. Anyhow, next news item.
Hypno Shield.
Right, before we go away entirely, skybound.com. Check out the varied covers and the 4-page preview. More Skybound bits happening tomorrow. Transformers 11. And then on the 21st, we get 2 G.I. Joe books. We get Destro number 3 and Real American Hero 309. Rack time, Rob. What do you think of Transformers so far?
I'm worried to see my next favorite character get head blown apart.
It's gonna be Prowl. You know what's happening.
Hey, that's my guy.
Prowl's gonna wake up. I'm alive. Look, blammo. Sound, Shockwave shows up.
Prowl already got the rotten death, right? Like,
yeah,
as bad as it was watching Optimus die in the movie, Prowl gets it rough. Taken up by
Scrapper,
right? And it was before Prime Guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of the bit of they're not messing around here at all.
Yeah. Prowl was
from a Constructicon? Come on.
From Scavenger.
Oof.
Scavenger, if you go to those old tech specs, you know what Scavenger's firepower is? A 2. But Prowl is the tutorial in Transformers the movie. It's like, this is what it looks like when a Transformer dies, kids.
Get
ready.
Here's Prowl.
And then they kill Ironhide, and I didn't even like Ironhide. I never liked Ironhide. He dies off panel. Come on.
I mean, he doesn't die off panel.
Well, all you see is his hand come up and drop. Like, you don't see Megatron blow his head off, which is what happened, I think.
Yeah,
it is, but that's high drama right there, man.
I hated Ironhide. I think because he was such a lousy toy.
Yeah.
Right? A terrible toy.
Yeah, my problem with Ratchet and Ironhide was that they were pretty cool on the show and just absolute dog turds in your hands.
Yep,
that was my problem with Ironhide and Ratchet.
Yeah, I love that they had a sticker of a smiley face to put on the lone middle centered driver's seat behind the windshield. Like,
you couldn't even get that shit on there with tweezers.
No, and it was just like, come on now. You got to know that doesn't make it okay.
And I know this because a friend of mine as a kid got Ironhide, and I helped him attempt to put that sticker on there, and we were sitting there with tweezers for the better part of an hour, just trying to get that thing to sit anywhere close to where his actual face should be. It never happened.
I think I got Ratchet as a gift, and I was mad. But I wasn't going to take it back because I didn't have Ratchet. And then I opened it up, and it was worse than the photos showed.
That's a friend that never comes over again.
Right? Sorry, Royal Willard. So I never got Ironhide. Because I'm like, I already got one steaming pile of dung. I don't need one in red.
Yeah, no, it was he was awful.
Yeah, he's not good.
Awful toys.
Bad. So bad.
Awful toys. There were some highlights in those 84 Transformers, and Ironhide and Prowl were not it.
Prowl was not bad.
Or I'm sorry, Ironhide and Ratchet were not it.
Yeah. Prowl was rocking.
That Prowl and Blue Streak, that mold, and I guess Jazz is pretty close to that. They were okay, but yeah.
Jazz had weird feet.
Jazz did have different feet, yes.
Yeah. And we say different, we mean weird.
Wheeljack dragged his knuckles on the ground. I mean, his arms were so freaking long.
He's total simian, absolutely.
Oh, it's like, look, you can put this against Superpowers Flash because it's Grodd. Robo Grodd.
Firefly says that smiley face looks like Marshy the Marshmallow from Homestar Runner.
I love the box art because it's like they kind of like it's almost like they've airbrushed eyebrows on the windshield.
Oh my god!
Anytime we get a Homestar Runner reference on the show, that's a good show.
Right, I hadn't thought about Marshy the Marshmallow in a while. Oh,
Derek's home.
What happened?
Hey, Mark, when did you get a dog?
You're the best. Anybody want one?
No. Maybe
She
someday,
would fit,
but no.
She would fit in a 12 by 10 by 9 box.
Right.
We don't even have to put insurance on those.
No. No. She would breathe so little that you don't even need to punch holes in it. It's
right.
She's that
Hey,
small.
let's try something new. It's called Schrodinger's dog. Spoiler.
Right. Rachel Salinas with the assumption that most of us made.
Yeah.
You backed over the dog again.
No, that was just the return of someone who lives here that she's known all her life. Yeah.
But she can smell him now. She can smell him now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And now,
Derek, I'm kicking you out of the house. You got to go to college now, so the dog will shut up.
when does
Derek said okay.
When does Derek leave for college?
Next week.
Next week. Is that Are you missing that show or no?
I wouldn't say I'm missing it, Bob. No, it's a weekend thing.
Okay. All right. I'm not putting if I didn't know how long you were staying.
Look,
I don't know how many vacation days that slave driver Vala giving you.
Right? Not much. Because somebody's got to run the show when he's gone.
Right.
People got to stop accusing me of rolling over the dog every time she barks. Because she barks all the time. Okay? And the rolling over happened once because she doesn't ever sit behind the chair. I don't know what she was doing back there. How's she going to protect the house from a low vantage point?
Of course, now she's barked and upset the peace. So what's the over-under on Colin showing up?
I don't think he's down. No, Colin went up when Elizabeth went up.
Okay.
So I don't think he's coming back. So
okay.
Let me give you a mini tour, 10-second tour of the Weber house. Right opposite my computer monitors is a couch that looks like a long capital J. And the bottom of it, the hook of the J points that way. And Emma sets her spot. She sits on the top of the edge of the couch for maximum visibility so she can scream her head off whenever anybody arrives. Friend or foe, mailman or UPS guy. Hasn't yet been an actual threat, but she's still diligent.
Right. She's training.
For what? No, she's completely untrained. But I have only run over the dog one time. I'm very nice to the dog.
And it just so happened to be when you were live on camera.
Right. So I can't deny it ever happened because it totally happened one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what the people have seen, Mark. I can't take I can't 100% take your side on this.
Dogs. Yeah. It's like they're so cute. It's like having a baby that never grows up.
Next news item.
Cats.
Hey, speaking of which.
Speaking of.
That's our dude, Chunky Tank Kitty, and his Meowler Tank. Brought to you by the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. Hey, they just recorded episode 28 this weekend. So be sure to head over to their YouTube channel when we're done here today. Give that a watch as Mark and Mike and Archwan talk about everything they did this summer. Maybe they've got some news on Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank. Maybe they don't. I don't think they do. But it's there for you. Hot new episode from the 3D Printing Podcast.
Number 28, you say?
Number 28.
They're trying to catch up, Mike.
They'll get there eventually.
They're not going to catch us.
No.
No.
I didn't say what they were catching up to, but they're not gonna. It's not gonna be us.
Fair enough.
We got something of a run on.
Yeah.
Something of a almost 300 episode head start, plus over 100 special editions, plus special show editions, plus one shots, plus fantasy. Well, fantasy football is a different show, but we don't count fantasy football.
Do you think some week we should just start over at number 1 to get all sorts of new listeners?
What are we, Marvel?
Season 2, number 1.
Yeah, should be good.
That works in podcasts.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's we'll be right back after a quick message from our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Why is Mike muted?
My screen locked up. I was stuck at the end of the Kokomo Toys spot.
Oh, it was my chance to take over.
It really was. It does. You missed it.
One takeover a week. I got to pace myself. I'm in my 50s now. I can only take over one thing a week. Yeah.
Can only have so many coups a week.
Yeah. That's it.
So, it's been a while. We normally are running so long because we've got guests and big news events. We really didn't have any of those things this week. We still managed to fill out more than a week, an hour and a half. So maybe if we've got just one or two items, we can do what we got in.
Ooh.
What'd you get in, Mark?
Mine's kind of robot-y this week, which is okay because I am a Transformers fan second. So it's going to be kudos and then shame. Let's start with the kudos. This is just, come on now.
Look, I have to organize windows.
How self-serving was that? Here's what I got in. Oh, let's look at Mike's reaction in the big. So
if you're not going to understand the production values of the program, then we'll stop doing the segment.
I don't know how this works. I thought we did stop doing this segment. So this is just a repaint of Cyclonus, right? But I think his name's Ferrac or something. But Cyclonus is all pink and purple, and this is more spaceshipy. So he turns into a really good robot who's Cyclonus shaped. But like this is usually Transformers planes suffer from a backpack underneath the plane, right?
Yeah.
But this guy is friggin' slick. So I think his name's Ferrac. I think he's a Walmart exclusive. And if you want to, put a dollop of stupid on top of it, you can put his gun on top. Yay! But this is a badass toy. And I had honestly forgot that I had pre-ordered him. He just showed up from Walmart. I couldn't be happier with this guy. He is rock solid. And I would transform him right now, but it would take too long. Just trust me, he's a badass. So very happy with that. And then my holy trinity of Transformers, my three favorite guys are Grimlock, Prowl. Wow, why am I so out of focus?
I don't know.
That's weird. Hold on. I bet I can fix it. Let's go to the settings here.
You're just gonna do that Odo thing again.
It's even worse now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure why I'm coming in so bad, but whatever. But the other one, Prowl, Grimlock, Skywarp, my three favorite guys. So this is, I know you can't see the toy at all because they've completely obscured him, but Skywarp's my guy. Oh, there we go. There's a little sharpness. This is just a Bumblebee movie. It's like the Tetrajet, right? Thing, right. The Cybertron version. But dig it. They cut out a side of the pack, which costs a couple cents, to show off that. Like that logo is on the interior, right? So what's wrong with that friggin' picture?
That's not an Autobot, Alex.
Right, like this down here, I get it. That's
right. That's the logo.
they got to have that because they can't bother to fight the knockoff people like everyone else does. But this is a problem, right? Wouldn't be hard to get that right.
Right. That's a little lazy.
Do they just do that on all of them? I mean,
probably
on all the characters.
Yeah, that don't make it okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my Beachhead figure that says Cobra Enemy on it, because why not?
I understand he's got a dreadnought symbol.
Yeah, misspelled too. So, but I mean, it's a tiny nitpick, right? But maybe they'll make Skywarp an Autobot.
They made him a Joe.
That's not the same thing.
That's true.
And that's IDW. And what did it do for them?
I was working on that. Well, not working on, but helping approve that book at that time. And I had nothing to do with that.
Cost them the license. That's how bad of an idea that was.
Something like that, right?
Rack time, Rob.
All my stuff that I've gotten lately is in the living room. Oh yeah. I did get the Luke Cage Iron Fist 2-pack. Although I immediately paired him up with
the real Luke Cage, the real
Sweet Christmas. It's the 70s.
See what I like about Iron Fist here is he's got a screamy head and he's got 2 karate chop hands, so he can do the DX.
He comes with a lot of hands. He's got fists, he's got choppies, he's got grippers. I mean, he comes with all the hands.
Dude, how low does that shirt cut go? Because no.
Further than you'd like, Mark.
Right?
Yeah, uncomfortably down.
We'll some pictures of. I have to take some pictures of stuff from the last couple of weeks for the Instagram site, so I'll make sure to get some Iron Fist shots up there of him going full DX.
I like that they gave him a screaming head to make him more intimidating, because that yellow belt ain't exactly making people quake.
No, I think most of the time he relies on the glowing fist.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's intimidating.
Cheapest Big Spender says he's hitting the like and the huggy guy button at the same time. That will confuse the algorithm. No, it won't, because it's 2 different algorithms.
Is that the hike button or the luggy button?
Right. Just hit them all. Hit all the buttons. But Matt Rubin is with you on Ferrak, Mark. You got that one too.
He's so good. So even with except with his dumb hat. Don't put his dumb hat on. That's bad luck.
I have the Cyclonus, and the Cyclonus, I mean, that transformation, it impressed me that, there's no folded up bits.
Yeah.
It really becomes a nice, vehicle mode spaceship. And it's a good robot mode too. I mean, it's really
I'm not
on either one.
Craig Cohan says that Iron Fist is his all-time favorite Marvel character, to which I imagine he canceled his Netflix subscription.
Probably. I'm not overselling that Ferrax Cyclonus mold. I think it's one of the best Transformers of all time. It's phenomenal. So there you go.
So real quick, it's time for one of the segments we like to do here in What We Got In. That's right. It's time to watch me cut my hands open with a semi-sharp box knife and a new package from my eBay adventures. So,
it's the semi-sharp ones that are most dangerous.
Yes,
absolutely. You ain't just whistling Dixie, sir.
This is going to be good. I love that we have a blood spatter as the background there. That's it.
Cool.
Cut towards the mic for maximum hilarity.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, just put it down for a second while I break the tape the rest of the way. There we go. Get those going.
You didn't put the blade away when you set the knife down.
Well, it's not like a switchblade, Mark. It's not that unsafe.
At the design group, the display booth company I worked at, which was dreadful, they only had spring-loaded box knives. So as soon as you let go of the blade thing, it automatically retracted, which
pops back in.
Is that snacked? I think that's snacked when they go back in.
But of course, there he is.
Ooh.
It's another one.
What now?
There you go.
It's 173 on the pile. He's got all of his stuff. He's not one of the A+ examples, but he's a solid B. Paint's a little weird in some spots, but he is overall in good shape. Joints seem to be good. He's got his thumbs. He's got his manliness.
It's crotch.
But yeah, there he is. There's 173.
As a wise prophet once said, B is for beachhead. That's good enough for me.
Oh!
Finish it yourself, kids.
He came with a buddy, which I know is one of Mark's favorites.
Target.
No. I wish, though.
Rumbler.
No.
Tollbooth.
Steamroller. Oh, speaking of manhood attack.
That's right.
Wah, wah, wah. Hello, ladies.
Kevin
Have
Bacon.
Have you ever been with a man in a diaper before?
Did you say diaper?
Hmm?
Because, this segment is brought to you by
Bam!
Depends. When you've got some juice loose in your caboose, put some Depends on your ends.
This is what J.D. Vance did before the beard.
Hey!
Hey!
Again, I don't know what that guy did to you, man.
Yeah. It just looks like him.
Those are his couch sitting Depends.
But
Hey-o!
Same. Anyways, to keep this to steer this conversation back away from political stuff, it was a ridiculously cheap Footloose and he's got the right rocket launcher, and he's got a machine gun that's in good shape, and
with intact straps on both.
He's got both his thumbs, although they look like his hands are not up for holding these weapons anymore. But he was too cheap to pass up.
What's he been holding?
That gun, man. And it's sometimes a full depends.
Do you like this figure? I don't know. It depends.
I hadn't realized up until just now how much they emphasize maximum absorbency.
Right? That guy's so proud.
He really is.
He looks like he's striking the Captain Morgan pose almost.
Yeah,
almost. Damn near. If it wouldn't get him sued, I'm sure he would.
I think you can't do that without a little bit of leakage.
Well, in a way, it is striking the Captain Morgan pose because he no longer has to worry about having as much Captain Morgan as he wants.
That's right.
And of course, we're going to remember to do something else this episode because we're not running super long. But we're, of course, always excited to feature the podcast perfect for anyone who hates censorship. That's right. It's Bandcamp. It's back. The hilarious duo of Jennifer and Dan host it. Bandcamp is a comedy podcast where they read banned books and try to figure out why they were banned in the first place. This season, Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. Most recent episode covers chapters 22 to 25, so they're a good ways through this one. So get yourself caught up. They are reading one chapter at a time out loud, and sometimes more than one chapter at a time out loud. If you think banning books will lead to a not-so-great future, then Bandcamp is for you. Whether you're like Jennifer and curious to read the books for the first time, or like Dan, and you like your reading without all that reading, you'll love Bandcamp. Look for Bandcamp, that's band with 2 N's, on your favorite podcast player, and subscribe today. Let's all get banned together. What are we hiding up there, Mark?
I gave her a do-rag.
All right, good enough. Good enough.
Out of an eclipse head. So, okay. Come to think of it, maybe Captain America can get his head back.
Ooh.
Or Baron Mordo. We'll see.
Hey, let's try and get this one in under 2 hours. Rack time, Rob. Shout outs.
Shout out to the studio audience. Thank you for tuning in.
What else you got?
That's all I got.
Okay, Rob's tired. Mark Weber, shout outs.
Right. Shout out to the entire crew at Valaverse, who I will be in charge of for 2 days. And that's me. But whatever. To thine own self be true.
We're sorry, crew at Valaverse. That's just
Right?
Mark.
Yeah, that guy's an asshole, but I'll get him. I'll whip him into shape.
Good.
So
has a limited reach there, huh?
and next week, catch our show for my 30-second review of Alien Romulus. It'll probably sound like one long raspberry, but
Just
Or
Jay
a really deep sigh.
right? You're like, why? Why does she keep going back to that guy? That's me and the Alien series. So can't wait for it to be disappointing.
I
What else
was
you got,
listening to a live stream, basically lamenting the same thing about the Predator franchise. So yeah.
I know I'm not alone.
Yeah.
I can't wait to. We're gonna go see an IMAX, so it'll suck on a larger screen, and I can pay more money to be disappointed.
Bart's got it down, Mark. It's Daddy Law at Valaverse.
It's Daddy Law, not Daddy Rules. You can take your Daddy
No,
Rules.
I'm sorry. I was quoting it correctly and reading it wrong. My bad.
Daddy Law, yeah, Daddy Rules. You can take those, hold them up, shine them up real nice, turn them.
Easy now. Easy now.
I
We like
can't
Mark.
wait. I can't wait for Romulus to suck. So there we go.
It stinks.
I will reiterate Rob's shout out to our live audience. Thank you to the folks who watch us on replay. You're really just as important. And to the folks who only catch us on audio, wherever you get your podcast, What's on Joe Mind is there. We value all of you. Just whatever you do, make sure that you click all the things. Hit the like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us a comment down below. Share us in your various social media circles. If you're on Facebook, give us a thumbs up or a heart or a little huggy guy. Every little bit helps.
Yep.
We do a lot of things well with this channel in regards to our metrics. We retain the folks who watch for a long time, even though we put on really long ass shows. But one thing we are not good about is engagement. And frankly, that comes down to you guys and clicks. You need to keep clicking buttons or we're just going to be stuck in a hole. We appreciate every single thing you do by watching us and coming back week after week. But man, that like button is a bigger deal than you think right now. So please just take a second. It's free. It don't take long. Click the buttons. To our wonderful friends and sponsors of Kokomo Toys, we will give a quick singing of the theme song. Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo
Toys.
Oh yes.
Rob's a little flat down there, but we'll work on it.
He's recovering.
Again, to our wonderful friends at Roma Collectibles and our good friend Aaron Dietrich, who is still recovering from his latest round of chemo. We applaud you, sir.
Dude, I think cancer's recovering from a close brush with him. That's what I think.
Now,
it's like, oh man, I didn't see this coming.
Now get back to work, you lazy bum.
Yeah.
And
plus, you can't get cancer from being bit, so don't think you're safe.
Roma Collectibles,
Roma
Toy Store, Springfield, Ohio.
They'll bite you.
And that's all we got. So be sure to tune in next week. We'll be back with another episode of What's on Joe Mind, hopefully with guests. We tried to get a guest this week. It didn't work out. But that's just sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes life gets in the way. It finds a way and it gets in it.
And sometimes the Chimera is the best show.
But that's what we got. Stay, as our friend Vagon likes to say, hey, stay safe. And if you can't, be careful. Be sure to tune in next week, next Tuesday at 9:05 for another edition of What's on Joe Mind. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. And yo, Joe.
Chimera.
Bye.